Previously on Search4Hurt, Matt announced the team are doing the NorthFace 100,
It's going to be 100 kilometres. We're going to go triple digits.
a 100-kilometre ultramarathon, and the team are doing what they can to prepare in 1 month. Some need more attention than others.
Holy dooly, mate. Medic!
We're back at Paps' place for another program to get ready for the NorthFace 100. He has done 50k a few weeks ago with the Terrigal Trotters and he hurt a lot. So to add another 50 kilometres on top of that is a mighty task. All right, so NorthFace is next. 100 kilometres of mountainous running and in your case, probably a lot of mountainous walking. Just like with every other program, it's all about prevention. To stop a lot of big injuries like ITB friction syndrome and a lot of lower leg injuries like stress fractures is the lateral band walk.
Lateral band walk. This exercise should be in any runner's strength program. The exercise activates and strengthens the glute med and helps reduce pronation of the knee, minimizing friction on the ground, therefore reducing the risk of injuries such as ITB friction syndrome and shin splints.
Now we're going to move on to the kettlebell. Now, in my belief, this is going to target one of the most forgotten areas of the body for runners, the posterior chain. So we really want to smash the hamstrings, glutes, lower back, all right? It's all good and well to be predominant in the quads, but if the hamstrings blow out during the event, you're not going to be moving far, and I really feel that this will help you a lot.
Kettlebell swing. Building a strong posterior chain helps build you into a strong runner, and strong runners have less chance of getting injuries.
Just rest him there. Now, a progression from here is that you can move on to a single arm swing.
It's a very dynamic movement throughout the hips and creates a load of hip strength and stability.
Final exercise for today after the kettlebell swing, the step up. This event has a lot of hills in it and a lot of stairs. When we initiate the step up, we don't want to let the hip kick to the side. As soon as the power gets delivered out to the side, the power's not being transferred in the direction you want to go. So let's squeeze the glute and press straight up.
Step up with single leg balance, an exercise to create strength through the glutes and quads. This is great to incorporate into a running program to create hill strength.
Don't touch that, don't touch that leg, and then back down. Okay, so at night time, this extra little bit of stability that we're adding in without letting that foot touch the ground is where the money's at, because when you're tired and it's night time, we need that extra stability. Cool, so a progression now is that we can use the Olympic bar, but we're gonna do what's called a back rack step up. Okay, stepping back down. Did you feel the hip kick out? Okay, so let's go again. Let's squeeze, 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 press. Good. And finally, okay, going down hills a lot. So now what I want you to do is what I call the zombie.
The zombie step up strengthens from the front lower quads by distribution of the load from the glutes back to the quads. This helps with those downhill runs.
When you're going down hills a lot, which you will be, okay, the front portion and bottom of the quad gets absolutely smoked.
Pap and Leah have both done what they can to strengthen and prepare their bodies within the month, even going out together to test their legs and their gear.
Take some salt tablets, okay, and I've got my head torch, got my Geiger rig hydration pack, and Hammer's also chucked in some gear for me to test out with the nutrition and everything like that to see if it just settles my belly, and I'm just going to test it out now. So,
are they ready? If they're not, then it's too late, because we're ready for action right now. It's early morning race day, and more than 900 competitors, with some from across the globe, have arrived atop the scenic Blue Mountains to take on the NorthFace 100. It's absolutely spectacular. Maybe it was too cold getting out of bed because they've only now arrived and just make it seconds before the start.
This is our wave. I don't know where Leah is. Oi, Leah! Found her!
Countdown from 10, 9, 8.
Take that. Sorry, man. Right.
Yes.
4, 3, 2, 1. We'll see you in 24 hours.
Every single one of these brave competitors are taking on 100 kilometres of rough bushland, near vertical stairs, and hours of overcoming self-doubt and the emotion of such a difficult task. Pap and Leah's mentor for this race, Brendan Davies, mentioned only half of these competitors will actually finish the race.
Just started. 100 k's to go. Almost there.
Trying to figure out how we get in front of our start group.
I'm enjoying it. Lee's all strategy.
I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Let's get up the front.
No, it's really good.
No. See that? Going out just too hard for 3 to 5 minutes at the start of an event like this, I can guarantee that Pap and Leah are going to regret this.
Feeling it, man. I'm probably just running on time for the first checkpoint.
3.5k to the checkpoint. Oh wow, that is awesome. Let's hurry, people.
Checkpoint 1 is 10 kilometres into the race. Most of this leg is stairs and cliffside terrain offering stunning views. But as of yet, the team hasn't ventured too far into the deep bushland that surrounds them.
The popularity of trail running is just increased so much, I think, because you just feel free. You feel one with nature. You crest a huge mountain and you can look over a valley and there might be some low-lying fog or there's an eagle soaring above.
So, just past the first checkpoint, I was on Leah's tail, only about 30 metres behind her, so I caught up and then she stopped by to go to the bathroom. So, I'm gonna keep going because she's a tremendous athlete. I know that she'll just keep powering through, so gotta try to get any advantage I can.
I stopped to go to the toilet and get some food, and look who's in front of me. Keep it up. Been chasing you for a while there. Pap, you there? Up. Paps, MIA.
I can't keep up to that pace for this distance, so my aim is game plan to stick to strategy, stick to my times.
Pap has set himself a goal to finish the race in under 18 hours, which is a realistic goal after never running over 50 kilometres before, especially in a race like this where anything can happen. The first few elite runners are coming through at the 46-kilometre checkpoint, including Team Search4Hurt's mentor, Brendan Davies. Brendan is a pro through transition, taking as little time as possible and barely breaking his stride throughout the checkpoint. Leah beats Pap to the checkpoint, the 46-kilometre mark, looking well, and now must go through the mandatory gear check.
Not only is your gear assessed to simply get on the start line of the NorthFace 100, but throughout the event, there's mandatory gear check stations. If all your gear's not there, you're not allowed to proceed through the race, because when you're delirious at 2 o'clock in the morning and you think the track goes one way, but really it goes the other, and you get yourself lost, you're in a lot of trouble.
Heading down the hill, my knees are just feeling it, they're aching, especially with all that impact. A lot of the hills are pretty steep and there's rocks, and you can't but help just smack your feet down, so that really hurts.
Leah's support crew is her husband Alex, an invaluable part of her run. He knows what Leah needs to be efficient through checkpoints. A quick fuel up, and she's on her way. Around 30 minutes behind Leah, Pap finally makes his way down to the 46-kilometre checkpoint. It wasn't long ago that he attempted this distance, and he was in a world of hurt.
My legs are about to fall off. I definitely went too hard too quick, and yeah, it's ruined me. I'm shattered. So what I got, the 46k check mark, 54 k's to go. I'm just gonna go checkpoint by checkpoint and just do one thing at a time, man, like I always do, because I think about another 8 hours of running, 10 hours of running. It sucks.
With no support crew, Pap is just making it harder on himself. Lucky for now it's warm and only halfway through the race.
I'm spilling this all over myself. I don't know what I'm doing.
So he heads back out into the wilderness and is in unknown territory.
Good. Man, we are good to go. All right.
He's about to run further than he's ever gone before. With Leah already having a 30-minute head start on Pap, she's expected to arrive at the checkpoint in 2 hours' time. The next checkpoint is located 63 kilometres into the race. And although there's one other major checkpoint between the races and the finish line, for many, this is the point of no return, as daylight is now limited. And beyond this point, there's still a marathon of stairs, rocks and hill climbs to complete.
That has got to be the hardest part. It's Nellie's Glen, and it really hurts. Brendan took us down there a few weeks ago, and I was under the impression we were going to be able to run that bit, but I just died. It was like step by step pushing off. It was really painful, and I don't know, my knees hurt.
Search4Hurt. This race sure does epitomise our slogan. Every runner here is experiencing it at this stage of the race. They all know it's going to hurt, and for that, the smart ones bring their much-needed support crew. Usually, it's the sympathetic loved ones that attend to their needs.
I've done a lot of endurance events over the years, and to have a loved one or a buddy at your aid stations it's a game changer. It's a huge benefit.
Once again, it's just a quick stop. Leah's looking rather good considering the amount of distance she's travelled in difficult terrain already. Let's fast forward half an hour to when Pap arrives to see how the big fella looks.
How you doing, guys? I am in a world of hurt. Feels like my kneecaps are blown. Those stairs, they just didn't stop. We passed, like these are golden. I passed that many people. I caught up heaps of people, but my legs were blown. Because right now, 44 Ks ahead of me seems like the impossible. There's just no words for it. It's just a battle the whole time. Those guys, like Brendan Davies and those top elite boys, they finish in about half an hour. I've got 10 hours in front of me.
Your transitions or your aid stations are so important to keep on moving. The worst thing you can do is sit down and chill out and rest. As bad as your body wants to and your brain wants to rest, it's a big mistake. Your body's so used to putting one foot in front of the other that as soon as you stop, it's so hard to get going again. You wait till it gets dark.
Leah is a gun, dude. Can't. I just couldn't believe how fast she was going at the start. I'm like, Leah, we're running more than 30K, slow it down. And she just wouldn't stop. I'm like, she has got me in the bag.
With no support crew, Pap has begun to spend a considerable amount of time in transition compared to Leah. Not to mention suffering major fatigue and lack of conditioning for this length of event. As Pap limps his way out of the 56-kilometre checkpoint, the crew moves on to the next aid station, which both Leah and Pap are not expected to reach until well after nightfall. At this stage of the race, seeing a friendly face makes all the difference. For Leah, the support of her husband is a massive boost in morale. That and 2-minute noodles.
Noodles! But that was the hardest section, definitely. All heaps and heaps of stairs. Yeah, maybe an 8.5 out of 10. It's really hurting, but I know this last bit's gonna kill.
This is the time when you've got a few hours left to go in an event, when the sun's not far from coming up, and you're absolutely fatigued, the pain's almost too much, that your support crew, that's where they come into their own. They're the ones that push you back out of that warm tent where the campfire is.
It's getting extremely cold, and with Leah out for the last leg, family and friends gather around campfires waiting for lonely runners to make their way through transition.
There's been an effort, hey. My knees blew out going down the stairs. I was a cripple. Everyone was going in front of me. I didn't even think I'd be able to complete it. I was honestly, as soon as I left the checkpoint 3, I was a K out and I was going to walk back to get painkillers because I was just doing this the whole time. And everyone's just walking past going, oh, good luck, man, like, hope for the best. I was getting the sympathy call from everybody. And I did that for 5 Ks until some guy saw me like hugging the stairs, like almost in tears. And he goes, oh, I have some painkillers, man. And I took those and I was, about 15 minutes later, I was just like, woo! I caught up with everyone and was like, oh, come back. And then I ran the whole way back. My knees busted again because the painkillers are worn off, but yeah, I've been running uphill the whole time. I'm hurting like hell. This is the hardest thing I've done. I've been fighting since the get-go. This has been tough, the toughest thing I've ever done. Ever. My feet are on fire. I know Brendan Davies said not to sit down at all, but something's got to give, I just ran 78 Ks, give me a break, mate.
This is where Leah has Alex as her support crew, but poor old Pap, he's got no one. He just battles on through aid station after aid station and just gets it done.
I've never loved noodles so much.
Another change of shirt completes Pap's last checkpoint experience. And for the last time, he leaves the comfort of heaters and noodles and heads out into the cold to finish what he started over 15 hours ago.
Oh, bring it on! 22 Ks!
Out of the way, Grandpa Pap is coming through. As the big fella leaves the last checkpoint, it's not long before Leah reaches the finish line. Well done, Leah. She's done it in just 16 hours. A very fit athlete indeed. And we can't ever seem to wipe that smile off her face. I'm sure Pat is just the same.
I'm really lightheaded, very faint, weak. I've got no, too much water and not enough electrolytes. I'm not going to make the 18-hour mark. I can't. I'm just gonna finish across the line.
Events like this, you can really have high highs, but the low lows are really, really low. When you're low on glycogen and it's 4 o'clock in the morning and you still know you have a mountain in front of you, your brain thinks messed up stuff, and the only thing that gets you through times like this is mental toughness. That's it. You've just got to know that it will be over. It'll end eventually, but I need to put one foot in front of the other, and Pap is as tough as they come.
When we come back, Pap seems in trouble. Will he make it? Or will he be forced to withdraw?
I'm trying. My knees are killing me. Couldn't get any more painkillers at the last checkpoint, the 91K checkpoint. That wouldn't let me. And my knees are busted. And I'm in a world hurt. My hip flexors are fried, so I can't even take big steps. Pretty much dragging my feet on the ground. I don't know what to say. I still got pretty much the toughest part of the event in front of me. I'm hurting. I've only got like 6 or 7 Ks to go. I'm so close, but it's going to take me a couple of hours.
I've seen times that you would not believe. I've been down so low I could hardly breathe. But then I
Dude, my knees are blown, bro.
down at my feet and I would rise. I've had faith torn from my hand.
It's just revealed to Pap that he actually finished just under 18 hours, which was his own personal goal he set for himself before running this distance.
I am happy with that. Yes. Oh my lord. Oh, give me that bit. Oh. Put my pack in front of me in between my legs and just looked at like the awesome view and just said to myself, I might just quit. It was the worst. It was the biggest mental battle I've ever had. Every step I took, it was like, you know when you're bruised and someone like pokes it really hard? My whole quads, everything was bruised and I'll just get punched every step. Yeah, that's what it felt like. That's the best analogy I can give you. So bruised quads and every step was just bang, 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 bang. And then my knees were just hating life. Kept cramping up. Then I started getting blisters in my feet. But all in all, I made it to the finish. I can't believe I made it 17 hours such and such. Yes! Stoked! Goodbye. It's not happening! It's not happening!
Pap and Leah are everyday people. They have a job, they're both personal trainers, but to finish something like the NorthFace, they're not built to run 100 kilometres. Not many people are. And for Leah to get through, yes, she has a bit more endurance prowess from her background. She was focused from the start. Everything was like clockwork, eating here, make sure that I have my salt tablets here. She was very, I guess, segmented in her approach. And whereas Pap, you know, he's a big guy. Until 2 weeks ago, the furthest event that he'd done was 35 kilometres. And for him to finish something like this, it comes down to that mental toughness. And for the guys at home watching this, you know, this is something that you can get involved with, and the feeling you get when you finish an event like this, it's like nothing else.
100 kilometres in the Blue Mountains, that was, like I said, I found the hurt. I don't think we could top that for the whole series. So Matt Murphy, if you can think of anything else that's worse, don't.
Well, Pap,
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
how about we fly you and Leah straight to Melbourne tomorrow to prepare you for a 48-hour event. That's right, next time on Search for Hurt, Matt hits them twice as hard.
It's my ankle, my bottom of my foot, my fascias.
Enough said.
I can't believe I don't have to move right now.